Back here with Bruce Fenton, I'm Jack LeMangi. Now, I want to talk about a subject I know a little bit about, not much. I feel like that, remember that unfrozen caveman lawyer? I'm just this unfrozen caveman lawyer from Saturday Night Live.
No idea what you're talking
Phil
about.
Hartman. He's like, I don't know your new laws and your new
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
your newfangled television sets.
That was good.
He was good. He was a good lawyer. And rest in peace, Phil Hartman. Anyways, back to the subject at hand. Muslims don't really like him very much.
Why not?
Never apologized for September 11th. Where's my apology letter for that? They teach hate. I
Why
don't know. There's a couple different reasons.
Who's they?
The Muslims do.
All?
Yeah. I mean, they say thank you at the mobile, but I mean, other than that,
There's a billion of them. Did all 1 billion not apologize? Wait, first of all, why should they have to apologize? Did they do it?
Their people did it.
Their people did it.
Yeah.
Do you apologize what your people do?
For what? Like
All right, if
Irish Catholic white guys?
Do Christians apologize for Slobodan Milosevic? You know him? He was a crazy Christian guy and he killed 100,000 people. How many Christians have you heard apologize?
For him?
Yeah.
None.
Why not?
That's a good point.
Isn't he our people if we're Christian?
I mean, we're a Christian or whatever, but we don't teach hate like the Muslims do.
I think some Nazis were Christian. Do you hear any Christians apologize for them?
I feel bad for the people that were killed, obviously during the Holocaust and whatnot. But I mean, I don't apply that. Well, that's different. He was crazy.
All right,
Hitler was crazy, and all those people, and he was financed by the Rothschilds. Financed by the Rothschilds, by the way, which is another subject for another time.
Okay, don't go Alex Jones on me here.
That's true.
Conspiracy theory.
That's true.
What if conspiracy theories are
How did
true?
he get all that money? He was an artist, and he gets all this money and all this financial. Right. Okay, you know what I mean. So okay, I'm not apologizing for the Hitler.
No idea.
Please don't hold that over my head.
No idea. All right. So you hear this all the time. Muslims didn't apologize for 9/11. First of all, why should somebody have to apologize because somebody in their same religion, loosely same religion, did? Number one. Number two, even though they didn't have to, they did. If you go to a website like Council on American Islamic Relations, there's hundreds and hundreds of condemnations from virtually every leader of a Muslim country, every leader of a major mosque, religious university, all kinds of figures who, in some cases, do apologize, even though they shouldn't have to, and in all cases, condemn 9/11, condemn terrorism.
Well, how come like liberals like that guy Rachel Maddow or anything don't even bring this stuff up?
Guy Rachel Maddow.
What?
Rachel Maddow is a woman.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Dresses.
She's not a bad person. She's just
She dresses like a guy.
She's
like a nice guy.
misguided in her
glasses.
ideas for solutions.
Okay.
She's another person that
How come she's never brought this up?
I
How come
try not to.
Oberman in one of his rants that have nothing to do with sports?
I wouldn't pick on the so-called liberal progressive media, which really are totalitarian media. I would say that in Muslim slamming, they're maybe indifferent, but the real problem is the real right-wing conservative media. I mean, they're pretty harsh on them. The Michelle Bachmann type of people are pretty anti-Muslim. Herman Cain, Michelle Bachmann, Newt Gingrich. Some of these kind of people.
Do you think Newt Gingrich should be a little bit liberal, considering his daughter is, lesbian and whatnot?
I don't know.
Yeah. A little more understanding of other people.
Well, I think there's a lot of misunderstandings about Muslims. I mean, there's a combination of misinformation. There are people who spread misinformation. They spread incorrect information about Muslims and the Arab world and the Middle East.
What's the percentage of Muslims that hate Westerners and want to blow us up?
Good question. You hear that all the time. Hey, there's good Muslims and there's bad Muslims. And
How do I spot them?
People try and paint it like it's 50-50 or even 90-10. Even well-meaning people. Some of these more liberal, progressive kind of commentators will say, oh, most Muslims are good people. It's not 50-50.
It's not.
It's not 50% of Muslims that are bad. It's not 90-10. It's not even 99-1. If 1% of Muslims were bad guys, we'd have millions of terrorists. Okay? It's a tiny number, and they've actually counted this. If you go back and you say, okay, in the 60s there was a couple attacks. In 1972 there was the Olympic attack. There was 9/11. There's Bali bombing. There's these other incidents. If you track those things,
that was Israeli though.
No.
Munich in '72. But I'm saying
But there was Muslims that attacked.
Right, Muslims did attack, but they weren't
Right.
attacking Westerners at that point.
Well, they were attacking Israel's considered Westerners.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, count them all. It's about 400 or 500
I mean,
terrorists.
if I look at a map, it doesn't.
The terrorists, by those kind of definitions, it's 400 or 500.
Okay.
Now, if you take the broadest, and there's some sites, anti-Muslim hate sites, that take every single Muslim who kills everybody, basically. They take domestic violence, all these other issues. Then you end up in 10, 15,000. Okay. But even by the most broad measurement, and they also count people in wartime. A lot of people may blow up something when we invade a country. They're not doing it because they're Muslim. They're doing it because we invaded their country. If somebody invaded the town next door to me, the North Koreans, I might blow them up too. It doesn't mean I did it because of my religion. But anyway.
I don't think Pembroke's in any danger.
You take all these things together, and even by the biggest definition, it's still way, way, way less than 1%. It's
Okay.
0.001%.
Why do they treat women like shit?
They don't. Okay. So you have different kinds of ways that people act in different places. Now, Muslims don't consider themselves treating women in a bad way. Okay.
Okay. Do you think the women think that?
It depends.
Okay.
I mean, they're
Do they like being treated?
all right. So probably what you're thinking of is the Taliban. Okay, which is not 1% of Muslims. It's a tiny, 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 tiny fraction of crazy people.
Right.
And even within that, there's some that are crazy, and there's some people that are just kind of victims of their circumstance, who are they're in a country that's a failed state and everything else. But you see that, I mean, there are predominantly Christian countries that are completely backwards too.
Amish?
No, not the Amish. I'm talking more like
But
the
Amish people
Lord's Resistance Army in Uganda.
kind of keep women down.
Democratic Republic of Congo has Christian groups that are nuts. They behead people and force conversions at the point of a sword or whatever.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm not saying the Amish are Christians, but I'm saying the Amish people do keep the women down as well. So
Well,
we do see it in certain factions in this country.
Okay. I'm not so
An expert
versed
on
on
Amish?
No, I'm not an Amish
Who is
expert.
though, really?
We
We don't really pay attention to them that much.
All right. But the point is, it's not so much this country. I mean, by any standard, the craziest people in this country are not as crazy as crazy people in failed states. So it's a matter of being a failed state. And you look at a successful state where it doesn't really matter as much about the religion. So the United Arab Emirates is a successful state, so you don't really see extremist or crazy Muslims there, even though it's a Muslim state. Okay? So if you have a failed state, Democratic Republic of Congo on the Christian side, or Afghanistan on the Muslim side, you're going to have problems and violence and issues and disrespect of women. It goes with education, income, whether it's a failed state or not. So those are the biggest deciding factors, not so much religion.
If you agree with Bruce, write #Muslim. If you agree with me, write #Pressure Cooker, Boylston Street, Boston, Mass.